As mentioned, you have two options when it comes to forecasting in Odoo. Option one is to look at your sales data in Odoo and export it out to a Google Sheet and run your calculations there to generate your forecasts, or build a calculating engine inside of Odoo through a customization so that all of these forecasts are generated automatically in Odoo. That's going to depend strictly on the logic which you want to use in order to generate your forecasts. So the first step here is to let's look at how we can push data out of Odoo in order to generate forecasts manually in Excel. Let's go to sales, and if we go to sales reporting, we're going to look at the pivot table reports for right now. We'll talk about these reports after. Pivot table is going to let you have some pretty flexible reporting. You'll be able to look at products sold in terms of the quantity ordered over the course of a specific day, week, month, year, and you can specify. If we do day, it's going to spit out a range of data here. And up here, you'll see it's just the last 30 days for the time range. We could say, confirmation date, the last 30, 365 if we want, and apply, and it'll open up our reports to include all data relevant there. If you exit, it'll include all data beyond just a year. And we can see all that here. So keep in mind it is January, and in the last 365, it would calculate all the way to last year. So this report will break out, order quantities sold by day. And we'll be able to see all of our quantities sold over here in the far right, totaling per product over the course of all these days. If you're not interested in seeing products sold by day, but instead maybe by week, you can see that. If you want to see it by month, you can see that. And we'll see the total units sold per product over here over the last 2 months, because that's all the data we have in the system, or we'll see it month over month here. We can see that 2 of the large desks were sold in December and 4 in January. Now we can filter this as well. Maybe I just want to see all products that contain desk, and Odoo will filter that. And we can remove that just like that. And these are more dimensional in the sense that we could also show, we want to look by customer, and then we want to see the products that each customer bought. Oops. By customer, and here by product, not by product category. I'm doing something wrong. Refresh that. So now we can do by customer and by product. And if I want to break that all out, these are all, now I can see Deco Addict, Gemini Furniture, Lumber, Ready Mat, and these are broken out all by customer, and then all the products each customer bought, and it's going to include the count, the ordered number, meaning ordered quantity, and then the untaxed total. And again, you can control if I don't want ordered quantity, if I don't want untaxed total or total, and I just want to see quantity ordered, I can see quantity ordered by month, per customer, per product, just like that. And then I can easily export that data right here, download as an XLS, or I can go to favorites and add to a Google Sheet, but I don't have my Google Sheet configured. Let's assume I push all this, let's assume I take this products and I push this report of all my products over the last by month broken out. I export that to Google Sheet. And then what I can do is in the sheet, I can have a forecast. And this would be my forecasting. So now I'd see I'd be able to list my product here that I want to forecast. I'd be able to specify the forecasted quantity. So you'll probably run your calculations out. If you were to run those in Excel, you'd run those outside the system. You'd come up with a number per product, per time period. If you want to go by date, you can. If you want to go by month or year, you can specify that. I'm doing by individual day here. I'll show you how it all rolls up. And then these 2 fields are just mandatory fields to import. So what you'll do is once you get all your products and the quantities ordered per date over the course of, let's say, 60 days, 150 days, or a year, you'll be able to export that data right from Google Sheets. And then what you'll do is Odoo, when you go to inventory, and we have in reporting forecasting here, you'll see there's no forecast now, but we can import our forecast data that we calculate outside the system very easily. Test our import, and we can import it in. And in a split second, it brings in all of our forecasts. You can see the date it was created, the product the forecast is for, the date the forecast is set to be fulfilled. So Odoo will order to fulfill for this date. And we can see the status equals forecast, and then we can see the demand that we're putting into motion. So for 2.8, it says we need 850 units. For 2.7, we need 234, etc. So all this information is going to be here, and I can drill into the record and actually see it here and edit it at any time. But most importantly, what we'll do at this point is once we have all our forecasted data in Odoo, we'll go to manufacturing and we'll go to our planning master production schedule, and we'll actually see this data broken out. If I break it out by day, or better yet by week, I'll see the numbers of products that I need totaled that week. So it'll actually sum by week the totals. For example, I have a number of different items here. These are all going to be for a certain week, and these will probably all be for a certain week, right? So if you sum these up, it's 1658, and in here we have 350 plus 1308, which is 350 plus 1308, which is going to equal the same value as that. So what we can do at this point is we can input also manually here. Let's say we need 1,000 units for week 4, 350 for week 5, 1308 for week 6. We can actually click this button with our forecast in the system, and Odoo will execute the procurement. So now if I look here, this is set. If I go look at purchase, I'll see a new purchase order right here generated for the 1,000 units, and I can confirm it. Now let's say I go back to my master production schedule and I want to order my 350. You load that, purchase, a new one up here, there's my 350. So it's generating my purchase orders automatically, right? And let's say I go in and there's been a change, or I go to my forecasts and I can see what's been marked as done, what's already been ordered, and what's still forecasted. Let's say for 2.4, I actually want 1,250 units. And let's say for 2.6, I actually need 9,950 units, so on and so forth. So if I go back to my master production schedule and I actually execute the procurement of that, I go back to my purchase, the third one was generated up here for the 12,284 units. And I can see when it should be ordered. So in order to fulfill, based on the lead time, the scheduled date of receipt will be 2/3, and in order to fulfill those the quantities that I need for that particular date and time, I would need to order it by this specific date. And then given the lead time, it'll say bringing them in at this time, and you'll be able to meet the specified timeline. And that's getting more into lead times and things like that. But so that's really what it boils down to. I think you'll be able to export your sales data out of the system as you see here, because that's really the hard part, is understanding what am I selling, how much of it, etc. Then there's the two options, right? Either calculate manually in Excel the forecasted amount that you want to order, or build the logic into Odoo through simple calculated fields. I mean, it's really not that hard. You can see you can apply, multiplication, addition, division, or subtraction. But like I said, I'd need to know more about the specific logic you want to use to run those calculations, because the logic varies greatly. So the other option is, then we could always build it into the system once you find a specific logic, once you've identified logic that actually aligns well with, ensuring that your supply demand meets the market expectation. So if you have any questions about how the forecasting engine works there, feel free to let me know. Thanks so much and have a great day.